news I got is very heartbreaking news as far as we are concerned all over the world. And that news is Trump decided to blockade Hormuz, Strait of Hormuz. This particular region is holding around 60% of oil reserve of the world. And this particular region consisted of around 16 countries. The most important political aspect and the security aspect of West Asia is the presence of United States of America. That is the global hegemon that is controlling the global politics. Today we know that, whenever I am trying to join this, I just go through the latest news with regard to the West Asia. And the news I got is very heartbreaking news as far as we are concerned all over the world. And that news is Trump decided to blockade Hormuz, Strait of Hormuz, right? He will not allow any ship to go in and come out of Strait of Hormuz. That's a very dangerous move, right? And we will come to that during our discussions. We can go to our topic. The title of the topic is West Asian Crisis and Global Peace. See, in very few words, Nicey introduced what is West Asia, the pros and cons of West Asia and the importance of West Asia in our day-to-day life. It is the most important and the positive one is that this particular region is the birthplace of all important religions in the world, and people pray, worship, and find succor in the important religions all over the world, and people are God-fearing people, and they pray to God Almighty, and we also can pray to God Almighty for world peace and stoppage of this particular war. We can go to West Asia first, then only we can move to the other aspects of the issue. What is West Asia? I will start my presentation by presenting the geopolitical and geoeconomic significance of West Asia. The important aspect of the geographical aspect of West Asia, geopolitical aspect of West Asia is West Asia is linking Asia, so is part of Asia, and apart from that, that is a connecting point to Europe and Africa. It is that's why it is very, very important to see global trade as well as global peace and global development. So this is a connecting point of three continents. That is important of West Asia, geographical and geopolitical significance. And again, what is the geopolitical and geoeconomic significance of West Asia? This particular region holds around 60% of oil reserve of the world. We know that why we are, whenever we go to a tea shop to have a snack, now these days, some days ago, from 1 month ago, we would get a tea for 10 rupees, a snack banana fry for 10 rupees. Now we have to pay either 12 or 15 rupees for that. When they ask why this, they say that the gas is costly and diesel, petrol are costly, something like that. As a result of the war which is taking place in the West Asian region, this is the small thing, and lot of larger things are there, and I have pointed out only a small tip of the issues we are facing as a result of this war. And this is the thing. This particular region is holding around 60% of oil reserve of the world, and this particular region consisted of around 16 countries, and among the 16 countries, except Israel, or the other countries are Muslim countries. Other 15 countries are Muslim countries. That's also very important. And that, as mentioned by Nicey, most nations are sheikdoms or kingdoms or dictatorships or partial democracies. This is the general feature of West Asian politics. So naturally, as a result of these kinds of political system existing there, like some kind of political instability is there as a result of the clash between different sections of these countries. Political instability is part of that as a result of conflict among them, and as a result of the conflict between Iran, Israel, Gaza, Palestine, etc. Political instability is the hallmark of the West Asian arena. And another aspect we should keep in our mind is this: almost all nations except Iran are the allies of United States of America, right? They have good friendly relationship with United States of America. In a way, almost all nations except Iran are under the security umbrella of United States of America. So they have created or developed strong strategic relationship with United States of America, and America is giving a lot of weapons, and these countries are purchasing a lot of weapons from United States of America. So they have good friendly relationship with the United States, and you know that around 13 military bases are there located in these West Asian Gulf countries. US military bases are there, and the very purpose is to protect the American interests in West Asia as well as protect these sheikdoms or kingdoms, etc. That is the purpose. And some say that around 19 bases, and some say that 13 military bases. We should know that there are American bases in these West Asian countries, and we know that all these military bases were come under incessant attack from the Iranian military. And another thing, this particular region imports around 26 or 28% of all the weapons of the world, right? We know that 1/4 of all the weapons are coming to this particular region, and we can imagine how much weapons are coming to this particular region. Saudi Arabia is one of the largest weapon importer in the world, and other countries are also importing weapons, and Israel also is importing weapons, and they are also one of the 10 exporters of weapons in the world. And naturally, as a result of all these things, it is a playground of global powers. Earlier, it was the playground of US and Soviet Union just before 1990s. And now also, we know that US also is an important player in that region. China is there in another way. Russia also is playing their role in this particular field. This is the geopolitical and geoeconomic aspect we should keep in our mind when we discuss these aspects. Next slide. The political scenario of West Asia. The most important political aspect and the security aspect of West Asia is the presence of United States of America. That is the global hegemon. That is controlling the global politics. They are everywhere in the global scenario. United States very much present in this Gulf region. That is an important element. And apart from United States, three important players are there, regional leaders. Saudi Arabia is a leader, and it's an ally of United States of America. Israel is there, and that also is an ally of United States of America. And Iran, not an ally, they are opponents of Israel as well as United States of America, and they have good friendship with Russia and China. These are the important players, and one more player is there, that is Turkey. Turkey also is an important player in West Asian politics, but I consider that as a European country as part of NATO. That's why I omitted Turkey, but Turkey is very much part of this West Asian politics. That is an important aspect. Then, what are the major issues? From this, we are coming to the topic. What are the major issues of West Asia? One is, of course, the attempt from the part of United States to establish and to sustain its control over the global politics as well as the politics of West Asia. And another important issue, lively issue in West Asia is Israel-Palestine conflict. And see, I will in a little bit later try to present the core of the issue, and I call that issue is settler colonialism. That is the issue uh, in a theoretical manner. So one of the important issues is Israel-Palestine conflict, and that is part of another issue, that is Greater Israel project proposed by or tried to develop by the Israel government. That is Greater Israel project. That is a biblical concept, and they are trying to develop to establish Greater Israel in West Asia. That is also creating problems, not only in Palestine, surrounding places also. Another important issue, that is why we are discussing this issue because of the war, that is Iran nuclear issue. Iran nuclear issue is the core issue on which the war is taking place uh, publicly or overtly. Right. Another important issue, but that issue is not lively now. So that is Sunni Shia rift and terrorism. Terrorism also an important issue in West Asia, and we will not discuss the last two. And the other things are important as far as our discussion is concerned. And we can come to the current crisis in West Asia. That by discussing this, I am presenting my first submission of my presentation. I consider this war, which is taking place in West Asia among United States of America, Israel, and Iran, as a war of annihilation. And I call it wars of annihilation by the US and Israel, because there are two types of wars that are going on simultaneously here in this US Israel Iran war. And I call that war as war of annihilation, the war of annihilation. And first war is annihilation of rules-based world order under the leadership of Trump. That is annihilation of rules-based world order. Second war is annihilation of Iran. See, that is led by Israel with the support of United States of America. That is my first submission. It is war of annihilation. Then we are coming to the rules-based world order. What is meant by rules-based world order? And we know that whenever we discuss international issues, we generally see here this particular term, rules-based world order. What is rules-based world order? Rules-based world order is nothing but a kind of prescription to world community that all nations should abide by the UN Charter, international conventions, ethics, norms, practices, etc. The two important things are there in this particular thing. That is the last one, respecting sovereignty of nations. All nations should respect the sovereignty of other nations. You may be one particular nation may be a small nation, a weak nation, a poor nation, but although these conditions are there, a big country, a powerful country should respect the sovereignty of all countries. Right. One is that. Second is non-interference in the internal affairs of nations. Right. There may be problems in a country. That issue will not allow you to enter into a particular country's domestic affairs. Right. These are the two important things to follow, to practice the rules-based world order, and so many other things are there, which is described in the UN Charter, consisted of Article 111. So, UNO is the base of rules-based world order. You have to abide by the decisions, practices, the directions given by United Nations Organization, and some other international institutions are also there. IMF, International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, WTO. Formerly it was GATT. That is Bretton Woods institution that is controlling the economic life of the world, and that is also part of a rules-based world order, and international law, international conventions, international agreements. All these are part of the rules-based world order. In a way, in short, all countries should accept. See, you know that we know that 193 countries are there in the United Nations Organization. Whenever you agree, whenever you sign to be part of United Nations Organization, you are abiding. You are saying that we will obey, we will accept all the charter provisions. So it means that you are going to accept the rules-based world order, right? That is rules-based world order, right? And uh, we will discuss the problems of rules-based world order next. What is happening to rules-based world order now, especially after the arrival of Donald Trump as the president? Second term, right? His second term starting 2025. And if you look at the activities, the declarations, the proclamations, and the way he behaves, we can see that a kind of imperialism, an element of imperialism is there in his all actions. And we know that what is imperialism? Imperialism is nothing but a country is invading another country militarily and keeping that country under its control. That is a kind of controlling a particular country with its brute force, right? And we witnessed that during the period of colonialism, and that element is present now in the actions, in the behaviors, in the declarations or proclamations of Donald Trump. I call that imperialism of Trump as Trumperialism. It's a different kind of, right? He does not obey international orders, and he acts on his own intentions, inclinations, without considering the declarations of United Nations and the basic principles of international order, right? He is throwing away all kinds of international conventions, international order, international charter, international law, etc. Right? I call that behavior of Trump, political behavior of Trump, as Trumperialism. That's a very dangerous behavior as far as I'm concerned, because we know that after coming, even before coming to power in the second term, he stated that, see, I will make Canada a 51st state of United States of America. I will confiscate Panama. I will confiscate the big iceberg Greenland with United States of America. On all kinds of things are there, and we witnessed this in 2026. Right, we know that his military, he sent his military to Venezuela's capital Caracas, and the military entered into the palace of the president of Venezuela, and they arrested and brought to America, and he is there, right? And he stated that that man is a narco terrorist, right? And we know that so far we didn't see any kind of evidence, any kind of shred of evidence saying that this particular man is a narco terrorist, and we don't know nothing about that. And again, when that was on January 3rd, what happened in February? February 28, we know that February 20, he started a war against Iran, and he stated that in March, April, he will go for another war against Cuba, and all kinds of things are happening, right? What is Trumperialism? Trumperialism is ignoring global organizations and norms by Trump. And Trumperialism is withdrawal from global organizations. He withdrew from many international conventions organizations. We know that we withdrew from the Paris Climate Agreement. We withdrew from WHO. And recently he withdrew from 66 international organizations. And he doesn't care about any kind of international organizations. Right. That is another thing. And another very dangerous part of Trumperialism is that he is practicing war by decapitation. What is war by decapitation? War by decapitation is that, see, he is killing the leaders of countries, the rulers of countries. And we just think about that. See, there are a lot of problems among nations. And for example, between India and Pakistan, we have a lot of problems. And we say that Pakistan is sending terrorists to India, especially Kashmir, to create problems and to initiate terrorist attacks. And we have problems between India and Pakistan. And see, we will not send military to kill or to assassinate the Prime Minister of Pakistan. Right? We will not send, see, we have problems with China. We will not send our military to assassinate the rulers of China. And this is a very dangerous situation. You know that? See, war by decapitation is an illegal way of war. And see, Donald Trump is practicing along with Israel, is practicing this kind of war by decapitation. He is, that on 28th February, he killed the supreme leader of Iran and the defense minister of Iran and Khamenei's family, wife, children, etc. Right? So this is a very dangerous. No international law allow this kind of a war. If countries follow this kind of a war, which country, which leader is safe in the world? So this is an illegal thing as far as world community is concerned. So Trumpism is practicing war by decapitation, and he is following a kind of Monroe doctrine. This is a paraphrase. This is a change of Monroe doctrine. We know that Monroe doctrine of 1823, through which the then president of the United States of America, James Monroe, declared that, see, no country should come to the Western Hemisphere, that is generally the Latin American sphere, and we will not allow anybody to come there. Right. So from that moment onwards, they started protecting or considering this Western Hemisphere, known as the Latin American countries, are their own private property. Right. And he is in November 2025, he declared national security strategy of United States of America, and he himself declared that I am following a kind of Donroe doctrine, means Donald Trump's doctrine, Donroe doctrine. And the important aspect is of Donroe doctrine or Trumpism is that he is not at all interested in the rules-based world order. Apart from that, he is interested in force-based world order, because by using brute force, you can do whatever you wanted to do anywhere in the world. That is force-based world order, and that is a very dangerous thing, and we are witnessing that. And I am quoting two important political analysts, international political analysts. One is these two persons are Americans. Ian Bremmer is a very famous international political thinker, and he is very much interested in American interests. And he described the war initiated by Trump in these words: Trump's Iran war is his biggest foreign policy mistake. Right? That is his analysis. He has committed a blunder, military blunder, by going to attack Iran. That is Ian Bremmer's view. What is the importance of Tucker Carlson? Tucker Carlson is a man who has been with Trump to promote MAGA ideology, who has been campaigning with Donald Trump during his entire election campaign, and he was a good friend of Trump. But he now, after going for this war by Trump, he stated that the war with Iran, the single biggest mistake Trump or any American president in my lifetime. So a very strong friend and supporter. Even today, he is a supporter of Trump, and he's criticizing Donald Trump for going to war with Iran along with Israel. And these are two important opinions from United States of America. And see, whenever a country, especially whenever America is going to war against another nation, generally almost all presidents will do four things. These are the four things. Number one, just before going to war, the president will consult with all his cabinet members. And all the cabinet members can express their view freely. But just before going to war in Iran, against Iran, two important members of his cabinet expressed their dissenting view. One is J.D. Vance, the US Vice President, saying that we should not go to war against Iran because we cannot succeed in the war. That was the opinion of J.D. Vance. Another important personality who opposed the war, according to the newspaper report, especially Washington Post, not Washington, but New York Times, that is General Dan Kane. He is the supreme commander. He is the commander of all forces. General Dan Kane also stated that we should not go to war against Iran. It is a tricky game. But he did not listen to their wise words, and he went for war. Right. Number one is that. And second is whenever United States president goes to a war, generally he will discuss with the parliament members, the senior parliament members of American Congress, right? See, we generally say that that is bipartisan consensus. He will invite his own Republican Party senior members. He will also invite Democratic Party members for a discussion, and the president will convince the members that we are facing a very dangerous situation. We are facing an existential threat as a result of a country like Iran. So we should go for a war. In this particular occasion, he did not try to convince the parliament members. This is the general practice known as bipartisan consensus. He did not try for that. The third one, he will explain the importance of going to war against Iran to the people of United States of America. And we know that Trump, United States of America, in the election, Trump came to power by giving two promises to American people. One is that he will bring down the prices of commodities. Second is he will not go for eternal wars, forever wars, right? He will not go for war. These are the two important slogans of the Trump campaign. And see, just before going to war, he did not see conscientize the people the importance of war against Iran. Nothing. And the fourth one, and another important one, we know that whenever United States of America go for a war, NATO members will be with United States of America, right? Yeah, for that, see, generally the United States president will discuss with NATO members of the importance of going to war. This time he did not do that, right? He unilaterally went for war with Israel against Iran. So these four things did not happen. What happened? See, as a result of that, whenever the war started, whenever the Iran blocked the Strait of Hormuz, then he started inviting the NATO members to come and help open the Strait of Hormuz. They told him that we will not be part of this war, and the situation was very dangerous. That is the thing. And why I call this war as an annihilation of Iran. That's so he in a way destroyed the rules-based world order. That is my first argument, right? Through all these things, he destroyed the rules-based world order. And the second annihilation is annihilation of Iran. In my opinion, this is a war of annihilation of Iran. See, we know, when I say this, we know that there are problems. There are problems of democracy. There are problems of human rights. The Iranian government is suppressing dissent, etc. All these things are happening. Economic problems are there. Huge problems are there in Iran. That is there, right? That is an important issue the Iranian state should deal with, right? While saying this, I'm saying that this is a project of United States of America and Israel for the annihilation of Iran. Right? Why they are trying to annihilate? They are trying to destroy, dismantle the nation from the political map of the world. The first one is Iran is opposing the United States of America. They call United States the Great Satan. Number one is that. Another, Iran is opposing Israel occupation of Palestine. Right, we know that there is a big issue in West Asia, and that is the fundamental issue of West Asia. That is the Palestinian issue. Iran is opposing Israel's occupation, illegal occupation of Palestine. And Israel, third one, Israel considers Iran's nuclear program as an existential threat to Israel. These are the three things, first three things. And what are the actions initiated by United States of America and Israel to annihilate Israel? And we know that from 1992 onwards, when he became the member of Israel Parliament Knesset for the first time in 1992, from that moment onwards, he has been saying that Iran is going to develop nuclear bomb within 6 months, within 1 year, within 2 years, and this is the narrative Benjamin Netanyahu has been trying to propagate all over the world, especially in United States of America. So this campaign is there from 1992 onwards, more than 3 decades. And see, from 1979 onwards, we see that United States of America has imposed different kinds of sanctions in 1979 itself. And we know that from 1980 to 82, there occurred a war between Iraq and Iran, and United States of America supported Iraq against Iran, and that also is created a lot of economic problem to Iran. That is apart from sanctions, and we know that Israel, basically Israel is killing the scientists, the political leaders, the military leaders of Iran. But this is sometimes this is done by Israel, and in other occasions it is by United States of America. And although these problems are there during the period of Barack Obama in 2015, with the support of European nations, 5, 6 nations, that is uh, European nations, Germany, France, UK, United States of America, China, Russia, etc., together, discussed 2.5 years. After 2.5 years of discussions, they have signed an agreement known as Iran Nuclear Agreement, technically known as JCPOA, in 2015. Right. As a result of that, Iran submitted all its nuclear sites for the verification of International Atomic Energy Agency, and they stated that they will reduce the level of enriched uranium. All those things were there, and at that particular point of time, almost all countries have stated that this is a viable, this is a possible, this is a good international nuclear agreement. And what happened to that? Whenever and that at that particular point of time, even in 2015, Netanyahu tried to destroy that agreement, but Obama was very adamant in passing that agreement. But he succeeded in 2017 when Trump came to power for the first time as US president. In 2018, Trump withdrew from the Iran nuclear agreement and imposed new sanctions on Iran. Right. That created the present situation, in fact. And we know that, I'm very speedily going, and we know that last year, June, we witnessed a 12-day war between Iran and Israel. At the end of the war, on June 23rd, United States of America conducted an attack on 3 nuclear plants, Natanz, Fordo, and Isfahan, by United States of America by using powerful bombs. And on that day, American president came out, stated to the world that, we have completely obliterated the nuclear capabilities of Iran. We have completely obliterated the nuclear capabilities of Iran, he stated in June 2025. Right? It means that he eliminated all kinds of nuclear capability of Iran in June 2025. Right? But then on what condition they are saying that they are trying to develop nuclear bomb? Right? If that was a truth. Right? Leave it. Right? What happened in 2026 February? And we know that Iran and Israel and United States of America started again complaining about nuclear program of Iran, and as a result of that, Iran's representatives and United States representatives started negotiation under the mediation of Oman Foreign Minister Badr al Busairi. And on 26th February, Iran agreed on certain conditions, and that is the assurances of Iran to Badr al Busairi, Foreign Minister of Oman, on 26th February 26. These are the important. On 26th February, Iran agreed the following things. What are those things? Number one, Iran agreed never to stockpile enriched uranium to the mediator, Oman Foreign Minister. Iran agreed never to stockpile enriched uranium. Number one. Second, assurances. The assurances of Iran included that enriched material would be converted into fuel in a manner that is irreversible. They cannot reverse the process. They will convert into low level of enrichment. Second is that. Third is full International Atomic Energy Agency verification. They were ready to open all their nuclear plants for the IAEA inspectors for verification. That is the third one. Fourth one, Iran agreed it would never ever possess nuclear material capable of producing a bomb. They will not stockpile materials for making a bomb. And we know that there was a fatwa of Ali Khamenei, that not to make bomb. If the Khamenei declared a fatwa against making a bomb, Iran will not make a bomb. These were the important thing declared by the Oman foreign minister to world, and he communicated this to American leadership also on February 26. What happened after that? After Iran agreeing to this thing on 28 February, Israel and Israel and America started attacking Iran, right? This is this has happened after 26 commitment from the part of Iran. And what were the objectives of starting an illegal war against Iran? Why I'm saying illegal war? Because Iran did not attack Israel. Iran did not attack America. Without attacking these countries, these two countries started attacking Iran, and they decimated, killed important leaders of that country. And I call this US-Israel war as Israel attack, because US and Israel is there. I call it Israel attack. And what were the objectives of this Israel attack? And we call, America call it as Operation Epic Fury. Some call it as Operation Epstein Fury in America. And we know what is the meaning of that. I'm not going to explain those things. And Israel called it as Operation Roaring Lion. What were the objectives of the war? Number one, regime change. They want a regime change. They want to change the entire administration, and they wanted a new administration in Iran. Regime change. Second is obliterating Iran's nuclear program, eliminating all kinds of nuclear program of Iran. Number two. Number three is stopping ballistic missile programs. See, Israel is considering Iran's ballistic missile program is dangerous to their existence. So they wanted the stoppage of ballistic missile program. And fourth one, preventing Iran from helping the axis of resistance, known as Hamas, Houthis, Hezbollah, etc. These are the four objectives of America and Israel in attacking Iran on February 28. And that is continuing. But now we know that there is a ceasefire among those countries, right? And as a result of that, what happened? We know that they decapitated Iranian top leadership. They destroyed vital infrastructure in Iran, plants, schools, hospitals, bridges, so many things. They destroyed so many things in Iranian infrastructure, and killing civilians, including children. We know that the Minab incident where 168 children died. And this is the thing happened. And in which way Iran responded to the US-Israel attack? They attacked Israel. They attacked US military bases in Gulf. And along with that, they also attacked the oil infrastructure, desalination infrastructure of Gulf countries. And they blocked Strait of Hormuz. That was the response from the part of Iran. And I'm coming speedily to the concluding part of my presentation. What is the impact of US-Israel Iran war? Number one, and we know that what is happening as a result of this petroleum and gas shortage all over the world, the price rise of these products, and economic problems all over the world, including United States of America, infrastructure destruction in Iran, Israel, and Gulf countries, and developing enmity among Iran and Gulf countries. And we know that in 2023, under the mediation of China, Saudi Arabia and Iran agreed to start diplomatic relations. And that was an important moment in the history of Gulf countries. And now again, back to the square one, they became enemies. And we have to analyze whether the United States of America and Israel achieved their objectives. See, no regime change happened in Iran, right? The Ali Khamenei, the paramount leader of Iran, died, but his son came to power in his place, right? And see, there is no regime change, and no opposition group emerged as a result of the decimation of the leadership. The administration, the political leadership, the military leadership are still intact in Iran. No regime change happened in Iran. So as a result of that, hardliners came to power in Iran. Right. Earlier, some moderates were also there, including Ali Khamenei. But now, so many hardliners came to power as a result of this war. What happened to uranium stock? Nothing happened to the uranium stock of Iran, and it is still intact. Missiles power also is there. They are attacking countries, Israel and military bases through the ballistic and cruise missiles. And Hezbollah is there, Houthis are there, Hamas are there. They are active even today. And Strait of Hormuz is still under the control of Iran. They are controlling who should go, who should not go, and whether they should collect fees from ships or not. All these are so it means that no objectives was achieved as a result of this 40-day war. See, second war within 7 months against Iran by United States and Israel. What is the result of this war of annihilation at the global level? I'm coming to the concluding part. What happened? Rules-based world order is in tatters, destroyed, right? See, the very country which is there to protect the rules-based world order, that is the UN Security Council's permanent member. That the responsibility United States is responsible for ensuring world security and peace. But that nation itself started, see, an illegal war against Iran. Rules-based world order is in tatters. This situation continues. If this situation continues, that may lead to anarchy and wars in different parts of the world. No nation should obey the diktats of United Nations or international ethics or norms. This will lead to the insecurity of small countries. Small countries will not be secure because if another big country, is powerful country attacks a small country, we cannot prevent it because no agency is there to prevent those things. Small countries, as a result of that, small countries may think of developing nuclear bombs. We know the experience of North Korea. North Korea is a small country, is a weak country, is a less economically powerful country, but no country is attacking North Korea because North Korea has nuclear bombs. Like all nations. So even in Iran, there is a strong opinion from the part of so many people that we should develop nuclear bomb. Then only we can create a kind of deterrence against United States of America and Israel. So small countries may think about. US lost the trust and leadership of the world. And people say that we cannot trust, especially Trump, because Trump will say one thing and he will do another thing, contradictory thing. So a man of contradictions, a man of unpredictable nature, and no country can predict United States of America. So US lost the trust and leadership of the world. And what is the way out? These are the suggestions to ensure peace in the world. Give diplomacy a chance. We know that we were expecting some good result from Islamabad on Saturday, but after 21 hours marathon discussion, they could not reach a kind of agreement. And we know that we expect again, he hoping against hope that some kind of positive things will happen, but that is not the situation developing because of the latest decision of Trump closing the Strait of Hormuz. And see, if we want a peaceful world, ensure that rules-based world order exists in this world. We should ensure the rules-based world order. And another important thing, and if you look in depth of the problems of West Asia, the core issue of West Asia is the establishment of Palestinian state. If we establish a Palestinian independent sovereign Palestinian state, see, there will be generally there will be peace in West Asia. That is my strong opinion. And the fourth one, develop a multilateral mechanism of all West Asian nations, including Israel, to sort out their problems peacefully, right? See, without the interference of outside powers, all West Asian nations should come together and sit together and talk together and find solutions to all their problems. That is the only viable solution to this problem. And I'm concluding with this statement of Pope Leo XIV. He criticized Trump and the war. See, in his strongest words yet, Pope Leo XIV on Saturday denounced the delusion of omnipotence, criticizing the nature of Trump. Delusion of omnipotence that is fueling the US-Israel war in Iran, and demanded political leaders stop and negotiate peace. Right? So this is the pulse, this is the aspiration, this is the wish of the world community. Ending the war, ending the war and go for peace. And only then we know that we see every part of the world is suffering from the war, and the world community is praying for peace.
Sir, our first question here is, if international world disorder must change international world order, what are the important conditions necessary to fulfill it?
That's a $1 million question, basically, in fact. Right. We know that the existing world order is known as liberal world order. What is liberal world order? This world order was created after the Second World War in 1945. And you know that the world witnessed a lot of tragedies, lot of miseries, lot of uh, killings, etc. And the world leaders at that particular point of time decided that we should not witness another Third World War. So, see, we know that Second World War was the result of the failure of a League of Nations. So they decided that that would not happen again. So they decided to create a more viable, more fruitful, more working international organization in the form of United Nations organization. And that organization was the creation of United States of America and Western world. Although Russia is there, but this is they have created a world order in the form of United Nations organization that is basically to protect the interests of the Western world. That is why we say that this world order is a liberal world order. Number one is that. Number two, they have created immediately after the establishment of the United Nations organization, the Bretton Woods institutions in the form of IMF, World Bank, and GATT. Right, that is to ensure the liberal world's economic interests and the reconstruction of the world as a whole. Right, that is the one, number one is United Nations organization is the political organization, and second one is economic organization. Right, to protect political interests of the liberal world, to protect the economic interests of the liberal. Then, in 1949, United States of America initiated the establishment of NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. That is the military wing of this particular group, the Western group, to ensure their interests. Right? Political organization, economic organization, and military organization. Right? See, with the support of all these things, they try to protect their interests. Right? Although they violated certain occasions these international laws, they tried to protect this international order. See, although we know that in 2013, 2003, Israel, Iran, US attacked Iraq. In They attacked in 2001 Afghanistan, then Libya. All those things happened, but still they tried to protect a level, saying that, see, we are keeping the international world order in a way. That is why presidents like Donald Trump very often stated that, see, we should keep a world order, rules-based world. Every country should keep a rules-based world. Everybody should follow the rules, right? We cannot say that, see, all countries should very strictly follow. There may be aberrations on the basis of their interest, but still, if only there is a kind of world order, we can ensure peace. For that, see, although there are problems in the United Nations, all the nations should come together and think about the restructuring of the United Nations organization first, because our Prime Minister very often stated that this particular organization, United Nations organization, is the creation of Second World War. This is a new world. This is new 21st century. So many nations are there, including India, Brazil, South Africa, Japan. So, all these countries are not at all represented in the UN Security Council as permanent members. So we need to restructure the United Nations organization to reflect the present time. and then only they can ensure, they can control nations who are, see, we know that the United Nations is structured on the basis of collective security. An attack on a particular nation is an attack on all nations. That is the base, right? If only we restructure the international order, then only we can, on the basis of the experiences, then only we can ensure a world, see, rules based world order. That is the brief reply I can give you now.
Thank you so much, sir, for explaining it so well. We have another question from Ajay Pandey. Has USA and Israel completely failed in their objectives, and hence USA is on the verge of losing its superpower status?
I cannot say that they have completely failed. They militarily they were successful. Tactically they were successful, but strategically failed. That is my statement. Why tactical victory? Because they were able to destroy, see, kill the leadership, first level of leadership, and they were successful in destroying the infrastructure facilities of Iran. Right? In that way, they were successful. But what they have achieved. I told you that in on 26th February, Iran itself committed that they will not create a nuclear bomb. They are ready to allow IAEA inspectors to verify all the nuclear sites. And see, this is there. And before that, before February 28, the Strait of Hormuz was open, right? So these things were there. What achieved by these two nations through this war? Nothing, right? Now the world is struggling as a result of this war, right? And I told you that, see, what is happening in United States of America. See, we know that, see, there is an election in November, that is, we call it midterm election in November, and 1/3 of the senators of American Congress is going for that election, and 1/3 of governors are also going for that election. House of Representatives full is going for that election in November 2026. And what is going to happen? All the Republican members who are going to contest the election are saying that, see, we will lose the election. What will happen if you see now, if the United States President Trump has majority in the House of Representatives as well as in Senate? What will happen? So as a result of this midterm election, all the two majority will lose for the Republican Party. Then what will happen? As per the U.S. Constitution, the president can contest only in 2 occasions. Then there is a special situation is there. If in the midterm election the president loses majority in the House of Representatives and the Senate, that president is known as lame duck president. Lame duck president. It means that after the election, if he loses the majority in House of Representatives and Senate, he cannot do anything important, because in every occasion the parliament will come across. Right? That will happen because the inflation is going high, price rise is high, unemployment is going. The people are saying that, MAGA people are saying that we elected you not to go for war. We elect you to protect our economic interests. Right? You are violating that. See, that's why I mentioned the opinion of Tucker Carlson, etc. Right? This is an important issue. He is trapped. American president is trapped by Israel and Mossad chief, saying that if we conduct a one week war, we can demolish the Israel leadership, and the dissidents of the Iranian politics will come up and occupy. That is a delusion. That is why some say that Donald Trump is known as delusional Trump. This is happening in the United States of America.
Thank you so much, sir, for that. Sir, another question is like, did India take the right strategy in the West Asia crisis?
I'm sad to say that India did not take a wise position. Wise position. Why I'm saying this? We generally describe our country as a Vishwaguru and Vishwamitra. And again, we say that we are the leader of Global South. Global South is third world countries, right? And if we stick to these descriptions, Vishwaguru, Vishwamitram, and leader of Global South, what were the positions we would took in the case of Venezuela, in the case of Iran, right? Venezuela is a country from which we imported lot of oil, and it's a third world country. It is a part of global south, and it is a friend of our country. And on January 3rd, America sent military and arrested the Venezuelan president, a sovereign country's president and his wife, and brought back to America. What was India's response? India did not condemn the attack on a sovereign country by United States of America. We stated that we are with the people of Venezuela. What happened in Venezuela? The incident was the arrest, unlawful encroachment into the sovereign authority of a particular country, a leader, and we did not condemn the attack on that country by United States. We did not condemn. Number one. Number two, Iran. What happened to Iran? America killed the paramount leader of Iran and its defense minister and his family members and started attack, an illegal attack. What was India's response? India did not condemn United States or Israel for this attack. Why we should condemn? See, Iran also is a third world country. You should know one thing, that before 1947, Iran was a neighboring country of India. We have strong civilizational relationship, right? We imported so many oil from Iran from earlier onwards, and apart from that, it is also a global south country, and it is also a BRICS member. India is the leader of the BRICS organization, right? India is a BRICS leader, right? And America attacked Iran and killed its leaders. We did not condemn. We did not condemn Iran. We did not condemn United States of America for this attack or Israel. And moreover, the war started on February 28. On 25th and 26th, our Prime Minister visited Israel. On 25th and 20th, just 2 days before the war, our Prime Minister visited Israel and extended all kinds of support to Israel, especially in the backdrop of a looming war against Iran from the part of Israel. And our Prime Minister should have avoided such a visit. Right. So that also is, see, countries are observing. We know that, see, almost all West Asian countries have given their topmost awards to our Prime Minister, almost all Islamic countries. But the actions are more visible than our words, right? In that way, see, I don't think that India used its wisdom in taking a position. And another thing also is there, and we know that we see now Pakistan is taking initiative. Pakistan is mediating between United States of America and Iran. We would have, we could have, we could have taken a kind of initiative. Why? Because Iran is a friend of India, US is a friend of India, Israel is a friend of India, almost all West Asian countries are friend of India. We should have taken such a kind of initiative in the mediation. Then only we can see, we say that we are a big country, we are a great power, we are trying to become a great power. Only through this kind of mediation we can prove to the world that we are a powerful country. We have the ability, we have the power to mediate between contending parties, and we should end those wars. Then only people all over the world will accept India.
Thank you so much, sir, for that. Sir, is the rise of China and failure of the UN causing the US to acquire territories?
The rise of China is a reality. And along with the rise of China, American power is declining. That's a reality. That is why we know the slogan of Trump, make America great again. It means that America is not a great power now. We want to make America great again. So it's a declining power. China is an emerging power. China is challenging, right? So to ensure the observation of the questioner is correct, saying that, see, he want to make America great again. That is why he is occupying Venezuela. He is trying to occupy Iran. He is trying to occupy Greenland. He is trying to occupy Panama. All these are part of the American project to become more powerful. See, that all these Venezuela as well as Iran are oil-rich countries. If America own the oils of these two countries, they can mint money. They can use that money for the development of the United States of America. But that is not a successful model. That is a very dangerous model. People will object it. People will resist it. Ultimately, that will end up. We know that every day for this war, every day, United States of America is using $2 billion for this war. They waged war for 40 days. They have already used $80 billion for this war. American economy is in very dangerous situation, right? So the foreign debt of that country is more than their all the GDP, right? Such is the economic position. That is why the writer, the historian writer. I think Paul Kennedy, in his book, stated that all big power superpowers will decline. The next position is of United States of America. United States of America also will decline as a result of its economic decline. So this is an attempt from the part of America to sustain or to keep its hegemony all over the world.
So we'll take up one last question. How important is it to include conflict resolution and peace studies in school and college curriculum?
Oh, that's a very, very, very interesting question. There is a very famous personality in Switzerland, Oslo, Johann Galtung. Johann Galtung was the person who started peace studies all over the world first time by establishing a peace study center in Oslo in 1959. And he stated that, see, by conducting studies, by conducting seminars, by conducting meetings, you cannot achieve peace. Why the problems of wars are taking place? According to him, it is because of the structural violence existing in society. What is structural violence? Structural violence is the poverty, the inequality, the racism, and all these things are part of this structural violence. This is inequality. Because of this inequality in the society, see, in society itself, there are problems, and also among nations, right? So we have to address the core issue. You should not discriminate people on the basis of race, caste, community, etc. And if we consider the issue in West Asia, Palestine is an issue. See, the people of Palestine is interested in their own establishing their own nation, right? Their own nationality, but Israel is trying to stop it, right? This is an important aspect. So this kind of structural violence is existing in society. So we have to propagate, we have to establish peace study centers and to try to address the core issues of the society which is creating problems in society. That's a very good suggestion, and we should promote and help this kind establishment of these kinds of centers for study in colleges and universities, and even in schools if possible.